Hello everybody, Larry from Larry's Fountain Pens with Pen Case Talk episode number 27. And right now I'm at Benbrook Lake here in Fort Worth, Texas. So I thought, let's mix it up a little bit and do something different, something really cool. And so, hey, it's a nice breeze out today and I'm feeling good. And it's 83 degrees. And this is some of Benbrook Lake out here, and the water is nice and deep. And they had a fish that just jumped out of the water about so long. Pretty big sized fish. But here it is, folks. This is the marina out here in Benbrook Lake. And folks have the boats out there, and there's the boat ramp there, so pretty cool place. So we'll go back on this side here, and before we leave, we'll get a better view of the lake for you guys. So this is it. This is places where I used to come and hang out as a kid, and I'm just loving it. One of my pen carries for today is the Pilot Vanishing Point. This originally had a fine nib in it, but it was just a steel nib. And I'm not really fond of steel nibs unless they are a wet rider, like my Lamy 2000 has a 14K fine nib and really nice. But now I want to chat with you a bit. Why I always keep saying be safe, don't text and drive. Around 1999, I was going down Highway 820. I was headed westbound. It's around 5 in the evening. I just got off of work that day, and the traffic is pretty loaded up. It's like bumper to bumper, so you got to pay attention. So I was on the outside lane, and here was this truck flying by me, and you can see he's on the phone. So I'm saying to myself, well, I hope he pays attention because he's fixing to run out of room because all those cars are at a standstill because the traffic was so congested. So he was like this, just like this. I'll never forget it. So, if he was talking or texting or doing both, it was just like this driving, had his phone here, because I was like over here, and I honked my horn to let him know, hey, you're fixing to hit somebody. Well, when he looked up, it was too late. You heard the brakes squeal, and boom, he hit that one car, and it was a reaction that it went from car to car to truck to truck to car. Maybe about 10, 15 vehicles were all involved. But it gets worse. It wasn't just a fender bender. Cars were knocked every which way. Other cars ran into these cars. I think there was 2 or 3 deaths that occurred, and many, many injuries, severe injuries as well. I'll never forget that. But that's not the only time. You would think that people pay attention. What's more important? To be on your phone texting and talking and not paying attention to what's happening around you into the cars. But you're gambling with people's life and your life. So that's scary. But anyway, there's another time that I just came to a stop sign, and there was this person. She was on her phone, and she was doing this, texting. And there was people behind her. Evidently, it didn't concern her. So, long story short, after they kept honking behind her, she finally pulled out. And when she pulled out, she didn't look because she was focused right here on her phone. she pulled out and hit somebody. Bang! So, and that person got injured pretty severely. So, those are just a few incidents that I've seen. And that's why I always say, be safe, don't text and drive. If you were actually in my shoes and actually saw what occurred, then you would understand, say, you know, this isn't just no bumper to bumper fender bender. This was a true horrible accident. Just think how those people felt, the families, when their loved ones didn't come home that day. So, that's a little bit on that. So, now we're going to take a walk and go around, show you some different parts of Benbrook Lake. So, yes, I went to the Dallas Pin Show yesterday, and I had a blast. One of the viewers was asking about which pin that I have the nib adjusted on, and it was a Sailor. So, I got there early. Well, here's more of Benbrook Lake right here. Pretty cool, eh? I love it. You know, I love all the scenery, the trees. For me, that says, Larry, go explore. And when I watch Jason, that squirrel, when he goes out for his drives through the small towns, I'm into all that kind of stuff, always have been. And when he's able to get out of the vehicle and just go on hikes, I look at everything. I look up the ground, I look at the dirt, the rocks, the grass, the shrubs, the bushes, the trees. That's just me. I've always done that since I was a kid. So we'll make our way this way, but back to the Dallas Pin Show. We planned on leaving about 7:30, get there around 8:45. But after Bill and Neil sent me some text messages that Indian pins were going to be there, and they're the only ones that's going to be working on pins and nibs, and so, and the line gets pretty long. So I said, you know what, better leave early. So we left the house, I'd say about 6:30. I was up that morning at 2 o'clock. I did my workout on the bike, took my shower, got everything ready, and we split the house. So we'll be right back. All right, here's the marina here at Benbrook Lake in Fort Worth, Texas. And you can see the boats. And a song just came on, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Isn't that cool, by Otis Redding? Couldn't be any of a better song to listen to while you're at the dock with your boat, just grooving with your fountain pens, journal, and your writing. You have a whole lot of things to write. All these thoughts come into your head when you were a kid, past, present, future. Just an abundance of things to write in your journal, just to keep you busy. But here's the lake, and I never go anywhere without a fountain pen. So, this is the lake. Maybe you can take a look in that direction. All right, and now for our next location.
That was nice.
All right, here we go, folks. We're still in Benbrook Lake area, and just taking a little road trip right now so you can see some of Benbrook Lake hangout. And we'll be turning right here. Okay, as we head down Benbrook, this is what I love. And what I really like, believe it or not, is I'll carry my man's bag with me, and I'll have my journal and pens with me. I'll go sit under a tree and pull my journal out and start writing. Love it. Well, this is just part of Benbrook Lake. All right, here we go. Yep, I'll be loving this. This is still Benbrook. Alrighty, now we're headed out of the marina area. A nice drive-through. If you like the woods, the lakes, today's a good day to get out there. Now we're going down Lake Shore, and we'll have to back up here in a minute if we can't get through, but no, we don't. The road is open, yay! And right here, when it rains, it'll flood. You see that 5 foot there? I've seen the water all the way up there. And this is Benbrook. I can remember coming here, and right there, I used to have picnics with family. Right there. It's changed a whole lot since I was just a little boy. For me, the more secluded a place is, it's fine with me. I've had some requests from some of my viewers that wanted to see different areas of Fort Worth, and this is one of the first. And then later I have more coming up of different parts, like in Lake Worth. That's awesome. So I think that's about it. So when I get home, I'll continue the pen case talk and show you my pen carries for the week. And there's a lake down there, if you can see that. Probably not. Oh well, that's alright, because we can't. Let's see here. No, I don't think we can see that. A little bit, but I'll do some more shooting after a while and show you another part of the lake. Okay, here we are going through a different part of Benbrook Lake. Like I said before, I've had many requests for me to do one of these drive-thrus to different areas so folks could see different parts of Fort Worth. So I thought, well, today would be a excellent day to do this. And here's this cool curve going up a hill. And those are houses that are new right there. But this is a dangerous curve for sure. And when it's bad weather, icy, you can forget this street. It's closed down. So here we go up. All right, here we go. Going to the boat ramp, a different part of Benbrook Lake. Now we're going down the road. Isn't this cool? And we'll be right back. All right, here we go, folks. Over here in Benbrook Lake. Hopefully you can get a good look at the lake. And there it is. Well, it's almost that time. Halloween. And you can always give the adults for Halloween trick-or-treat a fountain pen, ink, paper, notebooks. See ya. Hello everybody. Well, now I'm at the homestead now. Gonna wrap things up here. And real quickly, I want you to look at the new ink I picked up, one of them from the Dallas Pen Show, the Nitrogen Royal Blue. Look at that. It has that beautiful red sheen. I don't know if you can see that. When I do it like that, you can see that beautiful red sheen coming out. That is some good looking ink. Yeah, I'm in love with this ink. So, and here's the box, what it looks like. And I believe I got this one at Venice Pens, I think. The lady who did the color rings. So, nice ink. I'm going to have a great relationship with it. All right. My pen roll carry for the week. You already saw this one at Lake Benbrook. So, I'm using the Fountain Pen Revolution pen roll. And here we go. I have 6 pens in here. I have the Mont Blanc 149 18K medium nib. I have the Mont Blanc 149 14K vintage 1990 medium nib. I have the Mont Blanc in the rose gold Legrand 146 with the oblique medium nib. And I got the Parker, I've got the Sheaffer Duograph with the 18K medium nib. And I've got the Sheaffer with that good old snorkel coming out. This is the 14K medium nib. And let me make sure that I'm right on that. Get the old eyeglass out. Yes, sir, that's what it'd be. Excellent fountain pen, love it to death. Excellent writer. Last but not least, the beautiful Delta, the ocean, sea, beautiful pen. So that's the carry for the week. And so right now on the Larry's Fountain Pen channel on YouTube, we're at 854 subscribers. And on the Larry's Fountain Pen group on the Facebook, we have 126 subscribers. That's gone up pretty fast already. And to all the new subscribers on both channels, YouTube, Facebook, thank you for subscribing and joining. And remember, folks, you can go onto the Facebook channel and post your pictures of your fountain pens. You can have group discussions. You can talk about your fountain pens, your inks, paper, notebooks, whatever related to the fountain pens. So I love to hear from you. I love to see your pictures as well. Even handwriting samples, if you want to show your writing experience, your calligraphy, whatever it may be, I love to see it. I get into stuff like that. What's your favorite paper? My favorite paper is to write letters is the Tomoe River paper. Also, I don't know if I've shared this with you all, but I will now. A friend of mine picked me up this notepad. It's called the SN2 pad, the perfect paper for both smooth nibs and sharp nibs. Dot ruling. It has faint dot space every 2 inches. It's a 5x8. And here is the paper. It's got some smoothness to it. It does really well with fountain pens. I really like it. And the gentleman makes it here in the United States. You have to email him and let him know what you want. And then you order it through an email, and then he'll get back to you with an email. It's worth it. I'm going to have to get me a blank pad of this and some line paper as well. You know, I don't know how much it was, but it was very affordable. I remember that. But like I said, a buddy of mine picked this up for me. So that's new on the paper there. Also on the adult coloring book, I've had some emails and comments. Am I still doing the adult coloring book? Yes, I have been. I'll take you back to the first one here. I've been working on it a little bit more, little by little. It's the smaller pictures is more tedious than the larger prints are, but it's coming along pretty well. I don't do it every day because I do a lot of pen pal writing and a lot of journal and a lot of research for an upcoming video I'm going to do. But I do love to color. For me, it's a great stress relief. Keeps my mind occupied. So, yeah, I'm still doing it. I have the colored pencils. I even use Crayolas. So, and that goes with me everywhere I go. So, let's talk about the pen pals. How many of your folks are in the pen pals? Raise your hand. I am. And I really do enjoy it. You know, what a great way to meet people. Also to use your fountain pens, your inks, and your paper. I just have a blast writing to people. And it's a good way to practice your penmanship. It's just a great way to communicate between folks. You know, we're all so hung up on the computers and so busy, and our life has changed so much from writing and typewriters, then on the keyboard for computers. So I've seen a big change since I was been growing up. But I do tend to say that I truly love to write. I truly love my fountain pens. Now let's talk about the giveaway that's going to be coming up. Do you want to know everything that's going to be in the giveaway? Do you want to know a little bit of it, or just be totally surprised? Like I said before, some of it will be coming from my location, and some of it will be coming from other locations. So, it's going to be a cool giveaway. I think everybody will get into this, and the lucky winner is going to love it. So, what I didn't pick up at the Dallas Pen Show, I wanted the Twisby 700 with the medium nib, but they were out where I went to get it. They didn't have any. And I didn't see any on the tables. That was weird. I also went to locate the All-American, the Conklin All-American, the brown one with the stub nib, beautiful, rich brown colors on it. They're out of stock, so I didn't see any of those at the pin show. I did get a few buttons. Yay! I got a few of those. That was cool. So that's what I wanted, a t-shirt as well, a new t-shirt, but they only had one t-shirt. Something about an ugly pin, but it didn't do much for me. And I did get some of these also. These were given to me by Gary Yeager. Thank you, Gary. I think he's works for Aurora. And I got to test the Aurora 88. It was a beautiful, I think, sterling silver with a flex nib. And let me tell you, yes, that pen is high dollar, but that pen is no joke. That pen is one awesome fountain pen. So that's on my wish list. Please, Jesus. Also, the Vonsgatti Charleston. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a beautiful transparent with red, and it has the 1.3 stub, I believe, in it. I'm looking at that one as well. I hear a lot of good things about it. A gentleman named, let me get his name right. I've mentioned him a few times when I did some videos, but for some reason, twice I did it, it didn't upload on my YouTube channel. And he's the one that introduced me to the Apple Boom pens, and I'm trying to find his name. 1 second here. That's not it. This could be it. Let's see. Here he is. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up here. All right. Well, there's no name there, but anyway, I have to find his name again because I don't want him to think that I've forgotten him. It may start with a K, I'm thinking. But I think I explained it once on a video that what happened. But I'll have to get the gentleman's name again. But yeah, if you want to find some great deals on fountain pens, Apple Bloom, used Apple Bloom is one of the folks that I shop from. And when you check out, if you put in capital letters, friend, you'll get a nice discount. So you can go on there and do some shopping. Pretty cool. Also, Brian Freelander, I have to look up his last name. He's got a small little shop he opened up in a boutique shop that he carries inks and some Lamies, Preppies, and just several other items that I need to give him a shout next week as well. I discovered a new ink that I have fallen in love with. Let me see if I can show you a color. It's called the Private Reserve ebony black, I believe. No, ebony purple, excuse me. Great stuff. I mean, well, look at it right here. There it is. Looks a nice black to me. You can see some purple sheen back in there a little bit, but it really is nice. What do you think about that black? So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the little trip out to Benbrook Lake today. And thanks for asking about that. So I hope I delivered on that for you guys. And from time to time, I'll do videos of different locations as well. But, you know, anytime I go anywhere, I always will take this with me. It's my journal. It always goes with me. And I have asked, how many journals do I have? Or rather, do I use? I use that one. And I use my bullet journal. Then my Uber notebook journal. I use these every day, believe it or not. And another of my Uber blank journal, I keep my inks and pens and the dates. And it's real helpful to me because I can look back whenever and like check out on this one here. I used my Karis Custom. It was on August the 12th of this year on a Saturday. I used the Diamine Golden Sand. Beautiful ink. And I have found out for me, when I use a nice wet nib, that lays that sheen down really nice. And I like the way it flows. Real nice. But you know, I keep all of them in my ink book here, and I can look back and check them out from time to time. And it also will be telling me if I'm using a specific ink more often than others, or a pen. So I keep track on that. And also, you know, as well, I use my Life notebook blank paper to keep all my inks as well. I use the QT swab, and sometimes I use the nib from the pen I'm actually writing with that day, or maybe a dip pen, because you'll get a different look with the QT swab, a Q-tip, sorry about that, and a fountain pen nib. So I really like how this is coming together. And I like going back to the very first page of it when I did the Birmingham inks in here. And this was done at 11:56 a.m. on Monday, July 31st of this year. And it was 89 degrees and sunny. And I like to look back and see how much the inks have settled into the paper and see what kind of look they get after days, weeks, and months. And this Life paper does very well. I really like the Life paper as well. And I also, yes, use my Rhodia. I think everybody uses Rhodia. So, but that's been the latest. It's getting close to Halloween. And I was at the Walmart store earlier in this video. So, what a great way for adults to go trick-or-treating. I'm in. Check it out. I'm trick-or-treating. I would probably be one of the minions. Maybe the guy with the one eye, that's Stuart. Or I could be Jerry the vampire. And so, here we go. I'll do the reenactment of it. Who is it? It's me. Open the door. Who's me? Trick or treat. And then that person hands me candy plus a fountain pen. Isn't that be nice? I wish. But anyway, that's my take for Halloween for the adults. You know, hey, just because you're adults, you can be kids too. It's no big thing. You know, I mean, you only live once. Just because we get older on the outside don't mean you have to act older on the inside. And that heart's full of love. And it burns for those fountain pens we love, right? At least for me it does. Well, I think it's going to wrap it up because I got to get on my workout bike. Then I've got to get some work done in the pen room. And then I've got to do some research to get ready for my next video. So, don't forget, you can go to the Facebook group and post your fountain pens and your pictures of your pens, your writing, whatever it may be. You know, I want that group for all you guys so you can put what you want to share with everybody else. That's my goal. Alright folks, I've done enough of this. I hope you enjoyed the video. So kick back, enjoy your week, have a great safe day, and remember, please don't text and drive. Love you guys.